Thank you, Hugh. Good evening once again. And although a few Leicester fans may not like how they are doing it, the Foxes look nailed on to bounce back to the Premier League. But the race for second promises to be enthralling. Three big clubs with the trappings of the top flight look set to slug it out, and Leeds can get their blows in first tonight against another team from a big city. But Bristol hasn't hosted top flight football for over 40 years. But a win for the home side tonight, and they will close in on the top six. A victory for Leeds, and they will be into the top two. So the stakes are really high here in the West Country. A reminder of the two teams once again for Bristol City. 3 changes from their 2-2 draw at Coventry on Tuesday. Ross McCrory, Matty James and Tommy Conway come back into the side. Sammy Bell, Taylor Gardner-Hickman and Anis Mehmeti all drop to the bench. So it's O'Leary in goal, Tanner, Biner and Dickey, their back three. McCrory, Williams, Knight, Gardner, Hickman and Pring across the middle, with Conway and Wells in attack. One change for Leeds from their previous league game, which was a 1-0 victory against Norwich. 5 changes from the FA Cup draw with Plymouth, but Wilfred Gnonto comes into the side for Dan James from that victory over the Canaries. So it's Meslier in goal, Gray, Rodin, Ampadu and Firpo at the back, Gruev and Kamara in midfield, Gnonto, Rutter, Somerville and Bamford in attack. And Chris Owolumo, interesting call that George Peru came on, scored an injury time penalty against Preston, won that game, but he's on the bench again.
Well, this is it. This is the call that it's important to have players that can come on and influence a game. He's shown that he has that ability, but like you say, it might be, as a manager looking at him, more of an impact player. Can he come on and make a difference? And I think that's the box that he's ticking at the minute.
A massive weekend of football is underway once again on the TalkSport network, and TalkSport 2s on Friday night are the only place to be on the home of the EFL, and this is a massive match at Ashton Gate and a big crowd here as well to watch it. Leeds have sold out their allocation in the Atio stand away to our left hand side, and a crowd approaching 25,000 elsewhere around a ground which has certainly been built for Premier League football, but at the moment the team in recent years has been some way short of it. Leeds wearing all white, Bristol City in their red shirts with white pinstripe, white shorts and red socks, and it's Gnonto who comes in field for Leeds, almost gives the ball away in a dangerous area. He was closed down by Knight, but Ampadu was able to get there first. And Ethan Ampadu, the only Leeds player to have started every single game in League and Cup so far this season. And it's great for him that he's finally found a home.
Yeah, it is. A fantastic technical player as well. I think brings good energy, composure on the ball. And like you say, he's always talking as well. Leading by example, communicating, and that's something that's so important.
Bristol City coming forward now with Naki Wells on this near side, a player well known to football fans in West Yorkshire following his spells with both Bradford and Huddersfield earlier in his career, but he's closed down on this occasion by Rodin, and eventually it will be a throw-in for Leeds on this near side, which 17-year-old Archie Gray will take. And when Connor Roberts is available following his move from Burnley on loan yesterday, Gray can move back into his more preferred role at the heart of midfield, and Leeds suddenly have options all over the pitch once again.
No, they do. I think real mobile side as well, but technically I think with the possession side, use the ball very, very well. I'm very happy with what Real Manning's doing at the minute. I think they're trying to, at the moment, Leeds have played with it in the defensive unit. Bristol have kept a high line and they're trying to play that open, expansive game, but do they have that announced that when Leeds play through that they have to concede at certain periods? But at the minute they're on the front foot, making it very, very difficult for Leeds to progress.
2.5 minutes played here on TalkSport 2 at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0. Leeds 2 points behind Ipswich, having played a game more before this one. 11 wins and 4 draws at home, but they've lost 6 of their 14 games away from home. Bristol City currently 6 points outside the playoff places, 10 wins, 8 draws and 11 defeats. And Liam Manning so far with 17 points in 14 games. Nigel Pearson got 18 points in his 14 games earlier this season, but the club here are looking for long-term changes, and they believe that Liam Manning, as a younger manager, may be best equipped to deliver them. As Cameron Pring has gone down on this near side, it was a quick break forward from him down the left, and he was caught by Nonto, who was currently standing over the Bristol City player, checking he's okay.
Yeah, it was an excellent ball in behind. I've got to say, I think Pring, he's always going to be a threat there. Archie Gray followed him all the way, and it was a very timely challenge, fair challenge, but very, very strong. And Pring definitely felt that, and he's an excellent outlet. Pring, especially for City down this left-hand side, up and down, defensively knows his duties as well, but going forward, it's all about end product. And when he gets into those positions, I thought it was an excellent challenge from Archie Gray, because if Pring gets into those positions, more often than not, the ball's right on the money.
And Cameron Pring, who we heard from before kick-off here, one of a number of academy players in the team tonight. Max O'Leary, the goalkeeper, Zach Viner at the heart of their defence, of course Pring, and maybe the jewel in the crown now, Tommy Conway, Scottish under-21 international, 11 goals so far this season, including 5 in the Cups, and he scored home and away against West Ham in the FA Cup third round.
Well, I'm looking at Conway, you've said that, if he can get another 10 goals from now to the end of the season, there's a chance he could be going to Germany, isn't it? I think, and that's an incentive and a motivational tool that I'm sure he'll be using, and his manager will be using for him as well.
For Bristol City, 5 without a win, 3 draws and 2 defeats since their 4-1 victory at Watford on Boxing Day. And of course there is the carrot of a match here against Manchester United in the 5th round of the FA Cup, if they can overcome Nottingham Forest at the City Ground in their replay next week, and Leeds make the long journey down to Plymouth. The first of true trips to Devon in 10 days for them, as Somerville wins it back for Leeds now. Short sleeves and gloves, heading up towards the edge of the penalty area, wide towards Bamford. His cross, though, takes a deflection, loops high into the air, and it's claimed by O'Leary, and Bamford could have done more there. Yeah,
I think he should have done more. I think excellent little break from Somerville. I think it was Dickey that was caught with the ball. Somerville dispossessed them on the halfway line, just driving at the Bristol City defence. Way to pass to Bamford was good, but he's trying to just lift it for Jorginho at the back end. I think he's got to get at his man there. Just create a yard, get your shot away there.
Ampadu by the corner flag on this near side, clears away, but he's given the ball away to Pring, and now Williams forward into the penalty area. Good run by Knight. The shot though was charged down by Rodon at the near post, and Bristol City will have a throw in on this near side.
It's an excellent play, isn't it? Straight onto it. I've got to say, I think Archie Gray's got to do better with his clearance. Went to no man's land. Cameron Pring straight onto it, into Williams. It's an excellent little through pass. Jason Knight always going to make those runs, and what does he try and do? Get a shot away, hit it through the legs of Rodon there, but defensively he done his job.
Now Gray again on this near side, down the line for Nonto, who has been used sparingly at times by Daniel Farker. Of course, had his issues at the start of the season, seemed determined to leave the club, and this only his 8th start. Of course, he has had injury problems, and the form of the players ahead of him have really forced him onto the sidelines.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I think Daniel Farker handled that exactly right. It was probably a little bit too much in the public domain, but yeah, put a little bit more pressure on Nonto. He didn't want to be here. He's given the opportunity to certain players, and they've risen to the occasion. Dan James his goal scoring season's been outstanding, assists as well. So again, he has to fight for his place. This is an opportunity now with the injury to James to go and show the manager what he's about. But he has brought that defensive side to his game, Nigel.
Bamford chasing a long ball forward on this near side, the Leeds right, but it's closed down by Viner. 7 minutes played here at Ashton Gate on TalkSport 2. Goalless in the early stages. And it's a very brisk evening here. We did have rain sweeping across the ground around an hour before kick-off, but that's now given way. But the temperature has been dropping as Nonto scurries forward on this near side, tries to keep the ball in play and deliver across, but he's unable to do so, and it will be a goal kick for Bristol City away to our right-hand side. Leeds won the corresponding game 2-1 in October, and it's 7 wins and a draw since the last Bristol City win back in September of 2016, when Marlon Patch scored the only goal. And Leeds have lost only once in 17 games against Bristol City since their last top flight meeting back in 1979, and Leeds have won on their previous 3 trips here. It's often funny how clubs always find a particular team they enjoy playing against, and Bristol City are certainly in that category for Leeds United here. Firpo with a throw-in on the far side, back towards Ampadu, who once again is playing at the heart of the Leeds defence tonight, having moved into midfield for the FA Cup draw against Plymouth. A diving header away by Ampadu on the edge of his own penalty area. Kamara tries to give it back to him. Ampadu has to go all the way back to Meslier, who hacks the clearance long downfield on the far side, nodded forward by Gruev, the Bulgarian international, who's now having a run of games in the Leeds midfield. It's all a bit loose. Viner heads it wide to this near side, but it's recovered for Leeds by Archie Gray. Now back to Rodon with the lime green boots, midway inside the Leeds half. 9 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0, as Gruev now with a switch of play to find Rutter. Midway inside the Bristol City half, shrugs off a challenge of Conway, tries to feed it forward towards Bamford, but coming across to make the challenge was Viner, and it's sliced behind for the game's first corner to Leeds.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think Bristol City are right up for the challenge, on the front foot, that high defensive line, but we've just seen there the dangers of it. Gruev, good possession, gives the ball to Jorginho, he turns, he gets at the defence, and he tries to kind of just pass a little one in between centre-backs for Bamford.
In towards the near post, a stooping Bamford tries to flick the ball on, but instead he finds Kamara, and it's Rodon leaning back, who sweeps the shot high over the top, but his wait for his first goal in English football goes on.
Yeah, I understand why Rodon took it on. It's not a bad little ball back there from Gruev for him, but he's got so much time there. If he's actually aware of the space around him, he can actually just basically open up, take it on his back foot, and probably then see a goal and take the shot on. But yeah, he strikes that well. He can sometimes ask the goalkeeper a question there, but he just never had the accuracy, and was leaning back as well.
James goes back towards O'Leary, who now clears long downfield, but Kamara, the Finnish international, will play it back to Ampadu. They'll be on opposite sides when Wales play Finland in the Euro playoffs next month. It's cleared away on the far side, though, for Bristol City by George Tanner, one of 3 central defenders in their team, but they look for the width of McCrory on the far side and Pring on this near side.
Yeah, it's an interesting when you're talking about George Tanner there. On that moment there, he came out of that defensive unit of 3 to go and get as close to Somerville as he could. I don't think he should be doing that. I think he's got to be speaking to the likes of Matty James or Joe Williams. As soon as he comes out, that leaves space for the likes of Bamford or even Firpo as well, how high Firpo is to get in behind, and then it's a running race as well, so it's all about communication. But maybe that's instruction from Manning. You go, get as close as you can, and someone else will fill in. But in that situation there, he got there ahead of Somerville, but it's going to be a difficult evening if he carries on in that vein.
And they do have the ability to outnumber Leeds in midfield, with Jason Knight, the former Derby player, inside there as well, alongside James and Williams. At times, though, they've almost been operating with a diamond in the early stages, with Conway playing behind Wells, as Viner goes all the way back towards Max O'Leary, once again now a Republic of Ireland international, 27 years of age, but this only his second season established as the number 1. He's had to be very patient here at Bristol City as Pring heads the ball on towards Wells, who breaks into the penalty area, but sliding in to make the challenge was Ampadu. Timed that perfectly, but Bristol City do have a corner.
Yeah, straight away you're looking at, that's an outlet. They're going to play on Archie Gray. Conway coming across there, a fantastic header into Naki Wells, and you called it. Ampadu, the way that he understands the position, the responsibility, he's seen the danger in Naki Wells. I'm surprised he's not taking that shot on first time. It's bouncing nicely from the header of Conway, but Ampadu's straight away. Naki Wells takes a touch, Ampadu is there to make the challenge inside the box there. Fantastic defending, but great run in behind from Wells as well, from the Conway header.
Wells scored his first league goals in September at Coventry on Tuesday night, but Bristol City were pegged back in the closing seconds for a 2-2 draw. 12 minutes played here, 0-0 in the early stages at Ashton Gate. And Wells will take the corner kick, an in-swinger on this near side, fisted clear by Meslier at the near post, got good distance. Pringdo will call off Williams and played all the way back towards Tanner, who is under pressure, and he's lost out to Somerville. Somerville now 1-on-1, but a great save by O'Leary. Somerville went for the early chip, and O'Leary thrust up his right hand and managed to block it.
Yeah, it was an excellent opportunity, wasn't it? Somerville, he's dispossessed, he's got him behind, he's driving it. O'Leary.
Here's another opportunity. Nonto now drives the cross and it takes a deflection. It'll be gathered at the far post by Gruev, who keeps the ball in play. And Gruev now finding Rutter further wide towards Kamara. And here is Gray once again, but Somerville will believe he should have scored. There was so much room behind O'Leary, but O'Leary just thrust up his hand and managed to make the crucial touch.
It's an excellent reaction save, isn't it, from O'Leary there, but I think the scoop, the connection that Somerville got wasn't the greatest.
Here's Nonto now, who fires in a shot, but it's blocked on the edge of the penalty area by Williams. But Leeds enjoying a good spell here with nearly 14 minutes played. 0-0, but Somerville should have scored. He had so much time to think about it.
Yeah, and I think even going round either side of O'Leary as well, you know, he had that much space. I've got to say O'Leary was out quick, wasn't he? So he maybe made up Somerville's mind there.
And he's a big keeper.
Yeah, but like you say, it's all about reaction there. One good strong arm as well. It was an excellent save, but Somerville should have done better.
And Bristol City have managed to regroup, and it's all the way back from Ampadu to Meslier at the other end. But horrible moment there for George Tanner, because he knew that Somerville was somewhere in the vicinity, and very quickly he was in behind him and away. But an escape there for the home side. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, game day with Reshmin Chowdhury from 11 o'clock on Talk Sport, live from Goodison Park. Everton against Spurs is the 12:30 commentary with Sam Matterface and Stuart Pearce. Another opportunity now for Leeds as Nonto finds space down the right-hand side, crosses low into the penalty area where it's claimed unchallenged by O'Leary.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think Nonto has to do better there. It was Pring that's tried to clear it. It's come off Archie Gray and put Nonto in down this right-hand side. I think he's got to go first time. Patrick Bamford is staying away from Viner and Tanner, but in the back end, if he just feels that ball in between goalkeeper and last defender, Bamford's coming onto that and getting an opportunity to go. As soon as he takes his touch, the defenders are set, positioning, open shoulders. The ball has to be perfect, so he's tried to put everything on it, and it's straight into O'Leary.
And you can hear the applause around Ashton Gate, and it's for the two teenagers, Mason Rist and Max Dixon, who were victims of knife crime in this city earlier this week. And a huge banner has been unfurled in the south stand behind the goal away to our right in red and white, and it says, "Only cowards carry knives." And the Leeds fans involved in that tribute to Mason and Max, and of course we wish their families well at what is a very difficult time. As Bamford comes forward now for Leeds, back towards Kamara, and Ampadu will take over once again for Leeds United. Wide towards Roden on this near side. Leeds with the best chance of the game by some distance so far, but it's still 0-0, and that's been the problem for Leeds at times away from home this season, Chris. They've not made the most of their opportunities, and often they've been picked off by the single goal.
Well, that's it. You know, I think they are very much in a game tonight. I think the bravery of Liam Manning that's setting them up, playing this expansive game. I think they've seen a weakness in Archie Gray going early to the likes of Conway and Pring on that left-hand side. But yeah, they're right up for it. Leeds, they have been guilty of not taking their chances, but you know, Somerville with what he's done in the league in the campaign so far, you know, he is gonna miss certain opportunities, but he's in the right place at the right time.
17 minutes played. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0. Here on TalkSport 2, Leeds looking to move into the top two above Ipswich here with a victory here tonight. And Bristol City have found goal scoring a problem as they try and make ground on the playoff places. They've only scored more than one goal in a game 8 times this season, and they failed to score on 10 occasions. And leading goal scorer, Naki Wells, only has 4 alongside the main goal scorer, Tommy Conway, who has scored lots of goals in the Cups. And once again, they're a team like so many teams in January who are looking for a striker, and they're very thin on the ground.
Yeah, they are. You know, I think a lot of teams are trying to kind of strengthen it in that area. But yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? You're looking at what they've got. They've got goals in the team.
Now Rotter forward towards Bamford, who fires the shot in, blocked by the legs of O'Leary. Bamford took it first time from the edge of the penalty area, but O'Leary had all the angles covered once again.
It was an excellent chance, excellent run as well. The way to pass from Jorginho was perfect, and Bamford, he just took it first time. Another good save with the legs from Max O'Leary there. Never knew a lot about it because the connection and power of the shot from Bamford was spot on. I think he's got to try and pick a corner, but because he took it so early, he's kind of gambled there, but connected very well with it.
Bamford with 4 goals in his last 6 games after only 6 in 37 during the previous calendar year. And Leeds have won all 4 of their league games at the start of a calendar year for the first time since 1950. And they've never won 5, so they could make a piece of minor club history here tonight. But at the moment, it is a 3-horse race behind Leicester to make second. Leeds came into this game 12 points clear of West Brom, who are only 1 place beneath them. There is a real chasm in quality between the 3 relegated teams and Ipswich.
No, there is, and you look at that. You know, I think consistency. I think that's what it's all about. You know, home and away form. Teams have had their patches. Ipswich are kind of came through that. Can they now kick on?
Here is Nonto coming forward again at pace, cutting infield from the right-hand side. Back to Kamara, on towards Somerville. Somerville goes for goal from the angle, left-footed, and it's high over the top.
I think there was a couple of opportunities there. I think Nonto can get the shot away when he comes on to his left. The way to pass, the set to Kamara was spot on. Can he come on to that and just try and feel it? I've seen it do it time and time again. Somerville, as soon as he gets it, you know that he's just creating that little half yard, takes it onto his left, but he's leaning back all the while. He's got to go over that so that if he does go across goal and O'Leary does get the save, then it's coming back into the areas where there's Leeds players advancing.
Now Wells, wide towards this near side, the Bristol City left, and Pring, the cross skips up off the challenge of Gray, loops high into the penalty area. Pring then wins it back from Nonto, wide towards Conway, who drives the ball across just behind Wells on the edge of the 6-yard area, and he was unable to make clean contact, and Leeds will scramble the ball to safety.
Well, I thought it was excellent play as well. I don't think Nonto should try and take the ball down 20 yards from his own goal. Pring was on to it like in a flash inside the box as well, so you've got to be careful with your challenges. The ball from Wells just in behind, but someone's got to be on the front foot anticipating that, and they're getting an opportunity to go there now, Joe. 6 yards from goal?
And Stephen Martin, the referee, has given a free kick to Bristol City for a challenge by Ethan Ampadu on Joe Williams, and Ampadu apologises. Both of these clubs only have 46 yellow cards so far this season, which is the joint lowest total in the Championship. So the referee will have been hoping for a fairly clean game here this evening. The Bristol City lack goals, but they have scored 10 times from set pieces during the current campaign. And they do have an opportunity here to launch a high ball up towards the edge of the Leeds penalty area. It's towards Tanner on this near side. Dickey eventually controls it, plays it back in field. Now Tanner will go further on towards Williams down the right. A long diagonal from him is almost cut out by Kamara, but Pring is able to regather for the Robins. And now James quickly plays it forward towards Conway, who's been quiet in the opening 22 minutes or so. 0-0 here at Ashton Gate on TalkSport 2, the home of the EFL. And we have more EFL action coming up from the Championship at noon on Sunday. The North East derby between Middlesbrough and Sunderland. As Rutter comes forward now for Leeds, pace into the penalty area down the right-hand side, and he pulls it back behind Somerville. It comes out towards Nonto. Nonto's got support from Kamara. Now Gruev, but Bristol City have been given time to get players back. Gray now popping up down the left-hand side. The two full-backs have swapped over for Leeds at the moment. Here is Ampadu, and now Firpo on the right. Back in field towards Kamara, and once again there, Leeds rather over-elaborating with a really good opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I've got to say, an opportunity that Jorginho had made all on his own. Dickie's given the ball away. Jorginho's got it, just basically ran him. Had the legs, got in behind, basically taken it to the touchline as well, cut it back to Somerville. I think he's got to just play it across the face of goal there. Bamford's waiting for it, but then Somerville's let the ball go. He's not had a shout from behind. Nonto doesn't take the shot on the edge of the 18-yard box. You know, the opportunity's gone then. There's 6-7 players. Bristol City have got back into defensive positions. That's when Jorginho had the better of him. If anything, go on to goal yourself. Commit the goalkeeper and then make it side, get your shot away. It's a massive opportunity, Nigel.
In the 24th minute at Ashton Gate on TalkSport 2, it's still Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0. Leeds with 6 away defeats, but they've won at both of the top 2. And those 4 successive league wins with only 1 goal conceded has really given them a flying start to the new year as they look to try and close in on an Ipswich team who at one stage were 10 points clear of the pack, but Rutter will chase another long ball forward here, almost brings it down, and then Dickey comes in with a challenge. O'Leary clatters into Rutter, who has stayed down inside the penalty area. O'Leary looking to come over the top of Rutter and fish the ball away, but there's no doubt he made contact, and Rutter is still down inside the penalty area, clutching the small of his back.
Now you're going to have to explain this to me, right? So if that's outside the box, right, and I'm going to make a challenge, now I go through the player, but I get the ball. It's a free kick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Max O'Leary has went through Jorginho, he's come over him, the knees in the back, he's punched the ball, so it's a genuine attempt for the ball, but he's taken the player first. That's a penalty kick.
If a central defender had leapt up there and tried to head the ball and caught Rutter
on the way up
with his knees on the way up, then it's a penalty.
Well, what's different about it? Being
a goalkeeper.
Yeah, but he's
I know. Yeah, but that's sometimes things have been very differently, aren't they?
Yeah,
when goalkeepers are involved. I'm not having a go at goalkeepers because O'Leary's entitled to go for the ball, and he would maybe argue that
he's got the ball.
He won the ball. Anyway, Rutter's back on his feet after our heated debate. 25 minutes played, 0-0 here at Ashton Gate, as it's played forward again on this near side for Nonto, and he's got support from Gray, and at times Leeds have just tended to make one pass too many here when they've had the opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area and cause real problems. Kamara now, square to Firpo, onto the left foot, and in the end the ball is played wide, further wide, behind Bamford, and straight out for a goal kick, and that's the problem.
No, you're spot on. You're saying that extra pass, that it's an excellent ball from Kamara to Firpo there. His first touch is probably a poor first touch, but it's just bounced up nicely for him to take the shot on. He's feinted to do the shot, and then it's a terrible pass to Bamford. You know, I think he's got to take the shot on there. Why not? Why look for that extra pass? Why are they overplaying? Test O'Leary. You know, it's Firpo. He has stepped up. He has got goals. You know, ask the keeper that question.
And you're listening to Bristol City against Leeds United in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty reward points. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. As O'Leary, who has been by far the busier goalkeeper so far, clears it downfield. Wells, now at the age of 34, leading the Bristol City attack. The Bermudian international plays it back in field again, and Rob Dickey, formerly with Queen's Park Rangers, will find Zach Viner, and now it's wide to the far side again, and Ross McCrory, who was a player signed here with high hopes at the start of the season, but injury problems really restricted his opportunities until very recently. Had inflammation of the bone, had to require surgery, and only made his debut against Preston here in January. The Bristol City are a club who have had to address major financial losses in recent years. Steve Lansdowne, of course, has done such a good job to rebuild this club and rebuild the stadium, but there is a search for new investment now, and they do prioritise the academy.
Yeah.
And also that development model, which has earned them £65 million from only 6 players in recent years, which is the way to do it.
Yeah, it's a model, isn't it? It's a model that a lot of clubs, I guess, have to. I think a lot of investment goes into it, but it's about bringing through, again, produce that are doing well. That can make an impact at this level, that come up. I think it's been getting a lot of plaudits as well, and justified in doing so about the academy and the work that they do.
Now Somerville for Leeds into Bamford and wide to the far side again, and Firpo, who has moved back over to the left. Somerville again, and here is Kamara, and Bristol City are very deep without possession, even as the home team here, so Leeds are having to try and break them down. It's stabbed forward by Rutter, but straight out of play. He shows his frustration, and it will be a goal kick. And we've talked about Leeds maybe being a bit laboured, but Bristol City deserve credit for that.
No, they do. But you called it there. I think getting a little bit more defensive now, dropping off, where I think Leeds have been a little bit more dominant with the possession side of the game, but being very wasteful in that attacking third. Jorginho there tried a little reverse with the left foot. Now Firpo's not made the run. Understand that you want it to be all one-touch stuff, but when it's on, just to make the ball stick and get your head up and look someone in the eyes and release it. That's what you've got to do. Being very wasteful.
And we talk about the academy players. Of course, 3 were signed by Bournemouth. Alex Scott for a record £25 million. Lloyd Kelly and Antoine Semenyo going a couple of years back, and then going further back, you can look at Bobby Decordova-Reid and Joe Bryan, which also brought big money into the club. And it's clearly a model which works, and rather like Exeter, in this part of the world, if you develop young players, due to the relative geographical place that you find yourselves in, you're not as crowded as, say, the Northwest or London or even the Midlands. You maybe get the opportunity, if you're a club of Bristol City's side, to develop players without them being taken away from you at a very young age.
I think that's the... you get to the Premier League and they keep these players and they progress. And
or if you're a club in a crowded area, the Premier League clubs and take them off you for 15 grand at 15 years old. Anyway, we welcome listeners from TalkSport. Half an hour played here at Ashton Gate. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0. The best chances so far for Leeds. Crescencio Somerville sprinting clear after a mistake by George Tanner, but Max O'Leary managed to palm away his lob, and then Patrick Bamford with a shot on the turn from the edge of the penalty area, and this time O'Leary blocked with his legs. Chris Iwelumo is alongside me, and Leeds dominating possession, but maybe dominating possession too much at the moment when they need some more clear thinking around the penalty area.
Yeah, just taking that extra pass, aren't they? I think trying to play the quick stuff around the box, but being very, very wasteful. Take the opportunity on goal when it presents itself. Again there, Bamford and Jorginho just getting mixed up when the opportunity's there to play the ball in behind for Somerville. But Bristol City, I've got to say, I've been impressed. Trying to play in the front foot, stopping Leeds in the earlier part of this game from playing. But all of a sudden now, I think that dominance is kind of coming through, and defensively they're sitting back, allowing Leeds to have it, but work very, very hard without the ball. And I think Liam Manning, Bristol City manager, will be happy so far from what he's seen from his side.
A win for Leeds, and they will be up into the top 2 for the first time this season. A big crowd here at Ashton Gate. Commentary continues over on TalkSport 2. At the moment, it is Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0. As Leeds come forward again with Crescencio Somerville. Works a lovely give and go with Rutter. Crescencio Somerville sprinting into the penalty area. Almost loses his footing. He was travelling so quick, and in the end, the challenge comes in and it's gone behind for a corner.
Yeah, I think again, excellent. He's so direct, isn't he, Somerville? Just he's running. He's got control of the ball, but he's just trying to create that yard. I thought it was great defending. I think George Tanner was all the way. McCrory was chasing as well. He just couldn't get that yard, that sight of goal to release. So I think it was fantastic defending rather than Somerville not taking the opportunity on.
Somerville with the corner, an in-swinger high to the far post and into the breadbasket of Max O'Leary.
Well, he's taking it in his midriff. Straight away I'm asking a question then, why's no one getting across the front of that? Why has he got that space to do that, Max O'Leary? Again, I think the defensive unit of Bristol City are taking responsibility, but I'm expecting someone just to get across the face of the goalkeeper. There are no way is he taking it at waist level.
Flicked forward now on the far side by McCrory for Bristol City, but he runs out of room. Tommy Conway unable to keep the ball in, and it will be a throw-in for Leeds United, who have dominated long spells of this game so far, but they are yet to find the back of the net with nearly 33 minutes played, and that will be a measure of frustration for Daniel Farker, their coach, because he knows exactly what he wants from his team, and I'm sure that there is a good deal of clarity on the training ground about how they should do it, but things aren't quite clicking at the moment in the final third. But now Bamford sprints away from Viner on this near side. Nonto waits in the penalty area. There's a missed kick, and then the shot from Rutter is blocked superbly by O'Leary. Only a couple of yards out. Bamford with the initial incursion into the penalty area. The clearance was sliced into the path of Rutter. Only 3 or 4 yards out, but somehow O'Leary made another superb save.
That's an excellent save. Oh, unbelievable. I've got to say, Bamford delivers so well. He's got away from Viner down this right-hand side. He's taken it across. He tries to play it across the face of goal with the outside of his left, and it comes off Tanner. But it's basically 3 yards from goal at an angle, and Jorginho's coming onto it. All Mark O'Leary can do is try and just make himself big, and he saves it with the feet, and it goes over the bar there. But it's an excellent save. But in fairness, Rutter, Jorginho had to put that into the roof of the net. You know, he's 3 yards from goal. It's an excellent save from O'Leary there.
Gruev with the corner now for Leeds on this near side. Nonto comes short, and it's played short to Nonto, and then square to Somerville, 25 yards out, and he plays a dreadful ball back in between Nonto and Gruev. Both lunge for it, neither can keep the ball in play, and another opportunity for Leeds comes to nothing.
Well, I think the look that Somerville and Nonto gave each other their saves at all. You know, I think that extra pass, it didn't even have to come back to Nonto. Somerville go towards goal. You've got Bamford, you've got Jorginho there. Now do something there. You've already got 3 Bristol City defenders out against the likes of Nonto and Archie Gray on this right hand side.
Bristol City with only 4 wins in 14 league games under Liam Manning, and it's very difficult, I suppose, to try and change your style of play mid-season. That's really something you need to try and do with pre-season, with time and space to get the message across. But as we've heard from Liam Manning, with 7 games in 21 days, there's very little time on the training ground.
No, that's it, and I think that's when you hear his frustration talking about recovery, and I think that's where his frustration lays. You know, I think he was very kind of complimentary about the energy levels at the game against Coventry, but he wants to get them down. He wants to give them those ideas to implement in certain games, especially in a game like this. You know, I think they've set up very well tonight.
Well, they've only used 24 players so far this season. Only Watford and Coventry have used fewer. Somerville now coming forward for Leeds again, down their left-hand side. Has support from Firpo. Somerville, though, plays it infield to Rutter. Works the 1-2. A low ball in towards Bamford. Back to goal. On towards Rutter. Was he dragged down? Not according to the referee. And the penalty appeals are waved away. It was really nice football from Leeds on the edge of the penalty area. Rutter going for the ball around the penalty spot. He went down, but according to Stephen Martin, no penalty.
Well, you're looking at Stephen Martin's position in there, unsighted. You know, very intricate play. Bamford a little round the corner. Jorginho gets there first, and I think it's Viner or Tanner. There's definitely contact. You know, but you look at the players' reaction. You look at the 3 Bristol City players around it straight away. Head goes down, walking away. That to me, it says guilt. Even the Leeds players, there's 4 players that are shouting for it. So there is contact there.
Well, you can hear 1 or 2 murmurs of urgency from the home crowd here, because 37 minutes played, and at the moment, Bristol City are rather just existing in this game. They're holding on.
Well, they've not shown any real threat. You know, they had a little bit of joy on this left-hand side. We bring getting the better of Archie Gray, but again, nothing really off the back of it. You know, you want clear-cut opportunities.
And here's an opportunity for the home side to attack with Pring on this near side. Conway in support, but there's a breakdown in communication between those two before Conway does gather, plays it into the penalty area, and it did seem that Jason Knight was offside, and the flag goes up on the far side, and it will be a free kick for Leeds.
Yeah, Conway trying to make things happen there. Quick play, isn't it, into Williams. Jason Knight, I think Williams has to do better there. I think Williams can actually set it for Conway or commit the defender himself. Jason Knight's trying to drag a defender out of that space. He doesn't really want the ball there. But yeah, Conway's in patches. He can really influence the game. I just want to see a little bit more from him. I think aerial duels he's went and won, but he's not really getting the service and deliveries to go and really kind of put Archie Gray under that pressure.
Well, Leeds on the attack again here, but Somerville chasing a long ball forward, but O'Leary's had a really good game so far, and he took up a really good position.
Yes, it is a one that you have to kind of be very thoughtful of. That defensive line is very, very high, so the likes of Rodin and Ampadu, when they get the ball in them, they can just get the head up and they can play it. Somerville comes off the line very well. Nonto comes off the line very well, more so Somerville though, and that too many times he's got that opportunity to get in.
Well, Leeds with 60% possession so far, 6 shots, 3 on target, all well saved by Max O'Leary. Bristol City with 2 shots, and neither of those have been on target. They are the home team.
Yeah, I understand that. They're up against Leeds as well tonight. I know that it's a difficult one because they've done okay. I think Leeds have had big opportunities that they should have done better, but you just want to see more of a cutting edge, more of a threat in that attacking area. Now they've got Conway, Naki Wells and Jason Knight. It's not a bad 3, in that you're expecting more, but it's all about the delivery that they've got. You're looking at Pring and McCrory down both flanks. They're more so worried about their wide players rather than what they can bring to the game in an attacking way.
Don't forget Game Day Live with Adrian Durham tomorrow on TalkSport at 2:30. All the goals as they go in from the Premier League and the EFL. Brighton against Palace, Burnley against Fulham, and Newcastle against Luton among the games they're featuring, plus a classified results service at 5 o'clock, the only place you can hear that. And Brighton against Palace will also be our TalkSport 2 Premier League commentary at 3 o'clock with Faye Carruthers, Ian Danta and Perry Groves. And the Sunday session with Sam Matterface, 1:30 on Sunday, live from the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal against Liverpool, of course, is the 4:30 game, and I'll be alongside Sam reporting on that one, looking forward to it. And Brentford against Manchester City is also live and exclusive to TalkSport on game night on Monday with Adrian Durham and the team live from the GTEC Stadium. 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half at Ashton Gate. It is still goalless, but Leeds United will believe their dominance should have resulted in a couple of goals by now. And we've seen this from them before this season, not capitalising on good spells and then being caught out by the opposition away from home. As a free kick has now been given to Bristol City for a challenge on Matty James.
Well, it's a shocking decision.
Yeah.
Matty James has taken the Firpo out, completely out. Lunged at a ball that he was in no control of. Not unless the referee's given the free kick for Matty James maybe getting pulled back. But Matty James got out of there very, very quickly. Very surprised that's went in Bristol City's favour.
Now a free kick for Bristol City, which was an interesting call. And here is Rob Dickey for the home side from that free kick. And Leeds have all the width, it seems, on the field at the moment, but Vinert taking a chance, coming out, giving the ball away, and as a result, Bamford was almost in as it was quickly played forward to him. Now Williams heads the ball away for Bristol City. It comes back to him quickly and he flicks the ball with his right heel, but plays untidy again midway inside the Bristol City half, and it will be a free kick to Leeds this time.
Yeah, but I think Daniel Farke will have a few kind of strong words to say. I think the quality of that final pass is let Leeds down. You know, even there, Glenn Kamara, Bamford's made an excellent run. He's onside. It's got to be the way to pass in behind for him to run onto, but he's waiting for the ball to catch up. He's actually breaking his stride to get control of the ball.
Gray on this near side for Leeds, fighting Nonto, who just runs it out of play, and it will be a throw-in for Bristol City. And Wilfred Nonto, Italian international, clearly a player of some talent, but he's having one of those frustrating evenings.
Yeah, he is, you know, but I think even Daniel Farker's on his side there, having a proper pop at the linesman. The full ball, it never looked out. I think the linesman was untighted as well, because Nonto's body's in front of it as well, but the flag went up very, very quickly. To be fair, Farker had a proper go at him as well.
And we're inside the final 2 minutes in the first half here on TalkSport 2. Many fans around us heading for the concourses and the half-time refreshment. And the Green Football Week has been adopted by Bristol City. Bowls of apples available on the concourses downstairs for fans to enjoy. And those of us in the press room also had a vegetarian curry before kick-off, although you can still get bovril.
Yeah, I was going to say, you picked the flaws out of that one though, didn't you?
Yeah, once I pointed out you can still get bovril. I think they were slightly sheepish, but there we go. It's a broad church. But it's a throw-in for Bristol City on this near side, which Pring will take. And I think fresh fruit available, particularly for young fans, free of charge at football grounds, is a great innovation. Pring throws it all the way back towards the halfway line, and Dickey, who scored in the 2-2 draw at Coventry on Tuesday. Now Tanner swings a high ball wide to the far side. Knight does well to bring the ball down, but Ampadu should be able to clear this ball away, and he takes a touch inside his own penalty area and does so up to the halfway line. But Somerville, coming back from inside the Bristol City half, was offside, so he's flagged offside in his own half.
Yeah, and I think the linesman's got that one spot on. I was very surprised that Ampadu took a touch of the ball and just cleared it to anywhere, because I think the ball had enough pace on it that was running out, if he can just kind of protect it from Jason Knight there.
And now an opportunity for McCrory to come forward. He's dragged down right on the edge of the penalty area, and it's a free kick here for Bristol City. And he got goal side of Glenn Kamara, who pulled him down, and this free kick is inches outside the penalty area as we go into a minimum of 2 added minutes.
Yeah, well, that was very, very close, wasn't it? I think referee's positioned very, very well, but it was right on the line, wasn't it? Right on the line. Such a dangerous like, you can't put your hands on players there. You cannot do it. It's a very, very dangerous situation now.
Well, Williams is over the free kick along with Wells. It would seem to favour the left foot wide on the right hand side. Everybody is forward here for Bristol City apart from George Tanner. Leeds have pulled every single white shirt behind the ball, and having been up against it for so much of the first half, Bristol City now with an opportunity to take the lead. Flighted in by Williams, nodded down inside the 6-yard area. Viner challenging for it, fired back through the crowd by Pring, and it took a deflection, and in the end a goal kick has been given.
Yeah, that was he struck it ever so well as well, Pring there, and it's come off McCrory, hasn't it? It's going towards Melee, was waiting behind it, but he'd struck it ever so well. I think McCrory couldn't get out the way of it there. It's come off the head as well. Very, very unlucky, but it was an excellent ball in as well from the free kick.
Melier will take the goal kick, and of course, while it's 0-0, that is the warning for Leeds. Bamford wrestling for the ball on this near side with Pring, but it's headed away by the Bristol City wing-back. Now Gray finding Rodon, and we have 10 seconds of the allotted 2 minutes to play in the first half here on TalkSport 2. No goals, but it's not been dull by any means. And that is half-time. And for the home supporters, there may be a sigh of relief. It is still goalless because Leeds have had all of the clear-cut opportunities. Max O'Leary making 3 excellent saves to deny Somerville, Bamford and Rutter. Leeds have dominated possession, but at times they've just over-elaborated in key moments, and as a result Bristol City have been able to stand firm. A win for Leeds, and they're into the top 2, but at half-time they have some work to do. It is Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0. Thank you, Hugh. Welcome back to Ashton Gate. Leeds have just got the second half underway, wearing all white, and they are playing towards their supporters in the Atio stand, away to our left-hand side, and Bristol City in their red shirts with white pinstripe, white shorts and white socks. And who would have been the manager with more to say at half-time, Chris, do you feel?
Yeah, I think Daniel Farker. I think very wasteful in that attacking third. Wrong decision, quality of that final pass is probably let Leeds down this evening. I think Liam Manning will be happy to obviously still be in the game, but defensively they've ticked a lot of boxes, but just need more of an attacking threat. Now they've got quality down both flanks, and Pring and McCrory. I just think it's about end product. Deliveries into the box, because they've got the right personnel in there, Naki Wells and Tommy Conroy as well. I think it's they've got the right players in there to get on the end of them as well. So yeah, I think Daniel Farker hopefully will get things right.
A reminder of the two teams once again: Bristol City, O'Leary in goal, Tanner, Viner and Dickey the back 3, McCrory, Williams, Knight, James, Hickman and Pring across midfield, with Conway alongside Wells in attack. The Leeds team, Melier in goal. Their back 4 is Gray, Roden, Ampadu and Firpo. Gruev and Kamara holding in midfield. Nonto, Rutter, Somerville and Bamford in their attack. And having seen with our television colleagues the replays of the Jorginho Rutter penalty claim at half-time, it did seem that he got a toe on the ball, but he maybe felt the contact because he wasn't going to get the ball, and then went down too dramatically, and the referee actually couldn't see it, so he couldn't give it anyway.
Yeah, I think that's...
Here is Nonto now with an opportunity, fires in the shot, and Wilfred Nonto, 2 minutes into the second half, has finally given Leeds the lead. His first goal since August. Nonto finding space inside the penalty area, and this time Leeds made absolutely no mistake. It's a night when they could be heading second in the Championship table and pile the pressure on the rest, chasing the Premier League. It is Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1.
It's an excellent strike, isn't it? He's taken the ball, first touch, he's moved it onto his left, and then without any, he just takes a shot on. Now, Max O'Leary, I think, is watching it and expecting the shot all the while. I think it goes through a player. Is it a contact? Is it a slight deflection? We don't have the luxury of a monitor here. But like you say, I think Max O'Leary, the movement of the ball that goes over him, will be disappointed with that as a goalkeeper. So I can't really comment if it's taken a slight touch. But like you say, Nonto, first touch, set it up, and then he's put everything on it. Great connection in the back of the net. And he's been given an opportunity tonight, and that's all you can do, is say to the manager, I'm here, whenever you need me, this is what I'm going to deliver. I'm going to score goals, I'm going to create for others, but I'm going to be a threat.
Still only 20 years of age, but he's had to be content to be an understudy behind Dan James for much of the season, but he's on centre stage here tonight, and he's given Leeds the opening goal straight after half-time, and whatever Liam Manning said to his team has now been torn to shreds. As Melier clears long downfield for Leeds. Rutter once again having a real tussle under the high ball with Viner, who clears but only as far as Kamara. And here is Gray now for Leeds down their right hand side. Back towards Kamara again. Rutter looking to turn away from Williams, and the Leeds fans in good voice away to our left as Rutter turns away from a challenge once again. He's got plenty of white shirts in field. It's a crossfield ball from him from right to left to find Firpo. Somerville coming short, and now Firpo again. Bamford looking to join in from the edge of the penalty area, but it's all the way back towards Ampadu. And here is Roden, and Bristol City, a team who don't score enough goals, are a goal down here at home once again, looking to avoid their 5th home defeat of the season.
Well, it's a perfect start to a half, Nigel. In a game now, Bristol City have to go out and take necessary risks.
Bamford is flagged offside on the far side, so it will be a free kick. And now Leeds, as you say, just have the ability to pick them off.
Well, that's it. I think set traps now. The possession game stays the exact same. As soon as Bristol City step out, and they have to, if they want to try and get anything from this game, that's when Leeds quality will come. That speed of play, movement. There's no surprise to me that Nonto's taken that shot on. How many times have they passed up the opportunity in the first half? Just taking that shot when it's blatantly on to be taken. So Daniel Farker will get some credit there to say, you know what, don't pass it up. First touch, without even thinking about it, he's letting that one go. Nonto.
Free kick for Bristol City on the far side as they look for the quick response here. Joe Williams is over it, and once again Leeds have pulled everybody back behind the ball. 5 minutes into the second half on TalkSport 2. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1, and on a ground where they usually win, Daniel Farker's team are on top once again. Williams drifting in the free kick, nodded down on the edge of the penalty area for Pring, but Pring has lost out, and here is Somerville now on the counter-attack. The white shirts are streaming forward. Somerville's got Nonto to his right, but here is Kamara to the left. He tries to jab the ball towards goal, but in the end O'Leary does just enough and smuggles the ball behind.
Well, it's an excellent break, isn't it? Somerville's driving, he's taking it, he commits the defender. The way to pass to Kamara is excellent. What I don't understand, and I've got to give Max O'Leary a lot of credit as well. I think he just took the sting out of it. Glenn Kamara's just tried to dink it over him towards goal, but O'Leary must have got some sort of contact if it's with the right hand, and it's going wide anyway. So you're looking at Somerville, and he's got. I think Kamara there has to just put the foot through it. I don't know why take the dink, or either just cut it across for the likes of Somerville to go on the back of it.
Gruev with the corner, high to the far post. Roden was challenging, but it's not clear on this near side. Quickly won back though by Somerville, who wanted it more than Naki Wells. Somerville now coming in field, swings in the cross for Ampadu. A cushion ball back towards the goal scorer Nonto. Launch wide to this near side. Firpo volleys the ball back in field. Claimed by Somerville once again. Kamara jabs it wide. One or two players beginning to slip and slide on the damp playing surface here at Ashton Gate as Ampadu plays it infield again towards Roden. And Leeds here dominating possession at the start of the second half, but now they have the goal. Gray with the cross into the penalty area, and it's overhit, and I think it may have swung behind. Indeed it did, and it's a goal kick. You're listening to Bristol City against Leeds United in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty reward points. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. Headed away by Firpo on this near side, but recovered well by McCrory for Bristol City. But as Leeds look to try and break, a free kick has been given for the challenge on Jason Knight, and it will be a free kick for the home side. Plenty of home fans behind that goal away to our right, but same old story for them.
Yeah, I don't understand it. You want a reaction. You've conceded a goal. Again, have opportunity down this right hand side, and you see Conway now not happy at all. McCrory not happy at all. He just wants quality. He's down that right hand side, he's free, wants it into feet so that he can generate something, and I just don't. There's been no reaction to conceding that goal. Even if you're going direct, you're putting quality up there for the likes of Wells and Conway to make stick. I've not seen any reaction whatsoever.
They've not really got the personnel to be more direct, but they need to try something here.
To try something.
Yeah.
What happened with Conway just playing on Archie Gray? I've not seen that. That had joy 2, 3, 4 occasions in the first half. So play on that and then pick off second balls, making sure you're picking up the ball in the right areas. I've not seen any of that.
At the moment, Bristol City heading for 6 league games without a victory. Only 3 points in 18 unless they can find something here. Ampadu guides it back to Meslier once again, who has not had a shot to save in the game so far. Headed away by Dickey on the far side, but it's quickly gathered by Gray. And there was just more conviction about Leeds all over the field at the moment. Ampadu wearing the captain's armband. Finding Firpo. And here is Gruev. 54 minutes played here on TalkSport 2, the home of the EFL, and we have more action from the Championship coming up at noon on Sunday with Mark Wilson and Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. Middlesbrough against Sunderland. Night now for Bristol City on this near side, but he's challenged by Rutter, who was back defending, and it will be a throw-in for the Robins. McCrory coming infield from that throw-in, looks to find Conway, who goes down under the challenge from Ampadu, but no free kick given, but Bristol City quickly have it back. Knight on this near side, the cross high towards the far post, over the head of Conway, nodded clear by Roden, and then foot up inside the penalty area by McCrory on Gruev, and it will be a free kick to Leeds.
Yeah, it's much better from Bristol City. You know, I think Naki Wells keeping possession of the ball, ball's going out to that right hand side, and it's good quality coming in from Jason Knight. You know, I think the cross was excellent, but the likes of Conway, Wells standing rooted there. I think you've got to be coming onto that, timing it and meeting the ball at its highest point there.
Game day with Reshman Chowdhury on the air from 11 o'clock from Goodison Park tomorrow morning. Everton against Spurs is the 12:30 kick-off with Sam Matterface and Stuart Pearce. Adrian Durham will have Game Day live on TalkSport with all the goals as they go in from 2:30. Here on TalkSport 2 at 3 o'clock, it is Brighton against Crystal Palace. The non-derby with the derby atmosphere with Faye Carruthers, Ian Danter and Perry Groves, as it's given away again by O'Leary inside his own half, and it came back out towards Rutter, who went for goal from fully 50 yards out, and it's high over the top, but it was worth a go.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think Max O'Leary, he's had a great game in fairness, you know, with the saves, but his distribution there was poor. I was surprised Jorginho never took the opportunity on first time. I think as soon as you take the touch against the wind as well, you could see the wind kind of slowing it down. It was always a difficult one to take on.
Yeah, the wind is rather swirling around Ashton Gate here this evening. And that's a big ground, but down at pitch level there will be quite a good deal of movement as Rutter plays it forward again. Viner, though, guiding it back to O'Leary, just has to take a touch, and suddenly Bristol City are under pressure as Viner has given the ball away to Somerville. Somerville burst into the penalty area. He can make it two, but it's deflected behind by Dickey, and the final touch was in the end off Somerville, and it will be a goal kick. But Bristol City taking chances all over the field, and Somerville should have made them pay.
Yeah, he should have. You know, I think overplaying these Dickey. Somerville's got in there, he's got in behind the defender, and I think it's kind of ricocheted off Dickey, and then obviously O'Leary as well came back onto Somerville, but that should be in the back of the net there, so another big opportunity.
Now Knight wins a duel with Gruev and sweeps it wide to the far side, the left, where Pring has got pace to keep the ball in play, but the cross in is blocked by Nonto. Spins high across the field, and Leeds quickly have it back. Gruev finding Rutter into the wide open spaces on this near side for Somerville, but O'Leary comes outside his penalty area and boots the ball into the second tier of the main stand.
Yeah, he had to do it. You know, I think O'Leary's coming out. If anything, if you've got a criticism of O'Leary there, can he just try and keep possession? You know, be comfortable now. It's a responsibility that's put on goalkeepers playing with their feet and keep possession of the ball for Bristol City there.
Taylor Gardner-Hickman, the recent signing from West Brom, and Anis Mehmeti are coming on for Bristol City, and it's Naki Wells and Joe Williams who are the players to make way. So it's whether Mehmeti will go up front along with Conway, but at the moment it looks like Conway could be playing on his own up front, and they've looked to stiffen the midfield.
Yeah, but wrong thing to do when you're 1-0 down. Surely you want to go for it. You know, if you're going to lose 1-0, you might as well lose 2-0, 3-0. You know, I don't understand why, when you've created nothing and been no threat whatsoever, that you can't actually be a little bit more attacking minded in your changes.
59 minutes played on TalkSport 2. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1. Wilfred Nonto scoring 2 minutes into the second half as Meslier clears downfield now for Leeds once again. Nonto giving a considerable number of inches to Rob Dickie, so he loses out in the air, but Leeds quickly have it back anyway. And there have been so many turnovers in the game, straight back to white shirts. But Bristol City do have young players in key positions, and they're trying to implement a new style in play, and there will be some teething troubles, and there are at the moment, clearly.
Of course, it's not going to happen overnight. You know, I think in the games that have came, you know, you've seen there's a lot of positives to take. But you know, the be-all and end-all is putting points on the board, young players or not. You've got to get up to speed very, very quickly. You know, you've got to do what your manager asks, but you've also got to solve the problems that you're facing in the game when you're out there playing it. Players have to take responsibility for that, Nigel.
It looks like Knight and Mametti are now playing almost as two number 10s, or maybe 8.5s behind Conway.
Well, understandable, yeah. You look at that then, when one can go and get up there and support, when in good possession you're a 2, but at the minute you're not really keeping the ball well. So it's going to be...
It's not two number 10s, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Here is Rutter now, down the right for Leeds, scoops it into the penalty area, and Gray will chase it forward. Lovely skills from him to work his way beyond a challenge with a couple of drag backs, but in the end it's back towards Rutter. He fires in the shot, which is deflected, spins high across the penalty area. Somerville on this near side will now gather and go back towards Firpo, and here is Kamara, who was always busy, gets it back from Somerville. Somerville again now on the edge of the penalty area, works the space for the right-footed shot, and it's claimed well by O'Leary, but once again the Bristol City defence parting obligingly.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to defend against. Somerville so direct, but he's like one of them. He's in such good control of the ball that you have to basically time it perfectly there. He'll be disappointed that he's not that's not found that bottom right hand corner. How many times have we seen him do it? It just comes across, opens up the goal. Max O'Leary's positioning was excellent, but it was a comfortable one, you know, taking it in his midriff. Get good hands on the ball there as well, but that should definitely be in the bottom right hand corner, the quality that Somerville's got. And I've got to say as well, Hugh Rosencroft's just sent me the non-toe goal, and I've got to give him a lot of credit. There was no deflection whatsoever. He's just struck it so well, but the movement on the ball, it's just dipped under Max O'Leary. It's an excellent finish.
It did look as though O'Leary had gone the wrong way, but there was so much on that shot.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, and movement as well, Nigel.
62 minutes played here. Leeds have a free kick. First yellow card of the game has been shown as well for the challenge, and at the moment nothing is going right here for Bristol City.
Yeah, well, they have to kind of dig deep. You know, I think never got the reaction when conceding a goal. I know it's a poor time to concede a goal, but still, I'm looking at the players, I'm looking at their body language, I'm looking at the leaders out there. Are they barking orders? You know, no, it's all very placid. You know, so you're wanting a reaction. Then they have a little bit of a moment, Jason Knight with a crossing, but there's still Melly has still not done nothing. He's not had to. He's not been asked any questions. So I'm just expecting them to take necessary risks, got in the front foot, and that means, leaving themselves a little bit light sometimes at the back.
Leeds have had 12 shots, 6 on target. Bristol City have had 4, none on target, and we have played 63 minutes here at Ashton Gate. And that really is the issue that Liam Mang has got to try and address, maybe in the transfer window in the summer. They've got to find a regular goal scorer, because in a sense the goals that have been scored by Tommy Conway should be a bonus.
Yeah, but you're saying find a goal scorer. They've not delivered. There's not been deliveries into
there's
the
no
box.
service.
So what service is a goal scorer getting?
It's a crossing now from Gray for Leeds from the right hand side. Somerville will try and win it back from McCrory, but he does well to ride the challenge and clear the ball away, and it will be a throw in on this near side for Leeds United. Leading here by a goal to nil and heading second in the table as it stands. And Daniel Farker looking for his third successive promotion from this level after what turned out to be very comfortable league titles in the end with Norwich. It's going to be a different story this time. Leeds will have to scrap and may have to settle for second place, but I'm not sure we'll be too concerned about that.
Daniel Farke will be absolutely delighted if the result finishes in this way. You know, you look at the December that they had, 10 points from from a possible 21, you know, and then all of a sudden they've started the new year off the way they have in this fantastic vein. So, you know, if they're sitting second in the league after a few disappointments, throwing away too many points from winning positions, away form not being great, you know, it's an excellent position to be in for the business end of the season, Nigel.
Confirmation that Rob Dickey was the player who was booked earlier on for the challenge which led to the game's first yellow card. And now Bristol City have a free kick on the halfway line, which Tanner will take. And Ross McCrory has come across to this near side to have words with Liam Manning. Only 38 years of age. The new manager here, or relatively new manager here at Bristol City. Left Oxford in a good position in League One. Now Conway slips the ball forward towards Mehmeti, and it's the first save that Meliers had to make. It was excellent play by Conway, great vision, and Mehmeti's first touch was blocked by the legs of Melier.
Has to be in the back of the net. Now, you sitting just went through all the stats there. 12 shots, 6 on target. It's only 1-0. It's a great ball from Conway. Mehmeti, fantastic run. Took it first time. Nearly went through the legs of Melier there as well, but I think he saved it with his hand. You know, it's an excellent save. But Mehmeti has to be in the back of the net. 1-1, game on. That says a lot. Just opportunities. They've got to be clinical in those moments, Nigel.
Mehdanis Mehmeti, who'll be hoping to head to the Euros in Germany with Albania, should have scored his second goal of the season there. Still 1-0 to Leeds. 66 minutes played here on TalkSport 2, the home of the EFL. Before another big weekend of action, and we have commentaries from Goodison Park and the Amex Stadium in the Premier League tomorrow. The G-Tech on Monday night for Brentford against Manchester City, and Middlesbrough against Sunderland. A big game for so many reasons in the North East in the Championship, noon on Sunday here on TalkSport 2. Now Tanner on this near side tries to step away from the challenge of Somerville, but in doing so just runs it out of play, then looks back to his goalkeeper and says, what can I really do with that pass? And there will be moments here where there's just been a lack of joined-up thinking from Bristol City as Gruev plays a long ball forward for Leeds, overhit this time, and Tanner will shepherd it back to O'Leary.
Well, I think Tanner's got to he's got to grow up a little bit. You know, Max O'Leary's obviously been told, this is what I want you to do, I want you to play out. So let's just deal with it. You know, you know what you're going to get, you know what the goalkeeper, the information that he's getting. Tanner's got to then position his body to want the ball and then see the pitch as well, Nigel, that when he receives it, he knows exactly what he's doing, rather than there, head down, and then he's just clearing it, and he's not even taking control of the ball there, actually, Tanner. So he's got to step up and take responsibility there.
Good energy from McCrory on this near side, tries to spin away from the challenge of Gruev, but in the end, the ball will bobble all the way through to Ilian Melier. And Leeds are closing in on second place in the Championship. Midway through the second half here on TalkSport 2, leading by a 1-0. And we welcome listeners from TalkSport back to Ashton Gate, and the goal from Wilfred Gnonto 2 minutes after half-time, dividing the two sides here. And Leeds, as it stands, will be moving back into the top two in the Championship for the first time this season. And Chris Iwelumo, they remain very good value for it. Yeah, they're in complete control. You know, I think been a little bit disappointed. Bristol City not really shown a threat, albeit Mehmeti had an opportunity that he should have actually done better and brought the scoreline to 1-1, but not shown anything in that attacking third. Leeds are dominant with the ball, the possession game, and basically trying to sort Bristol City out now, because they've got to take the necessary risks, Nigel, to get back in this game, and that's when Leeds will just come into their own with the quality they've got, you know, down either flanks, but end product all the time. Been a little bit wasteful, I've got to say, in this game, but an excellent finish from Gnonto. Leeds should be out of sight as it stands, but Bristol City remain a factor in this game, and had Anis Mehmeti showed more coolness under pressure, he would have equalised a few moments ago as Firpo plays it forward here looking for Rutter, and in the end it bobbles away from him straight out of play, and it will be a throw-in for Bristol City. But a big 20 minutes coming up here for Leeds as they look to close in on the top two, leading by a 0. Commentary on TalkSport 2. It is still Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1. as Bamford is beaten to it by Viner, close to the halfway line. A high ball forward for Bristol City again. Knight comes in to make the challenge, and it ricochets off a teammate, almost bobbles into the path of Conway, and now Knight careers through the challenge to win it back from Kamara. Tries to play it down the line for McCrory, but it took a deflection off Firpo, and Bristol City will have a throw in here.
Yeah, I think they've brought it on themselves. Leeds there, Firpo has to be better in possession. Him and Jorginho, Rutter a little bit earlier as well. Rutter has to make the stick. He's trying to do everything one touch, but Firpo there, just be more composed. Good touch. He's in his body shape is in the right position. Sees everything in front, but very, very wasteful for no need whatsoever. They're actually allowing Bristol City to get some sort of foothold in the game.
Bristol City in their 9th successive season in the Championship, but they've only had 2 top half finishes during that time, last in the playoffs in 2008 under Gary Johnson. And you always think of this as a big club in a big city, but in the Championship they find themselves consistently in the pack. And that's where they are at the moment, and it will take a lot for Liam Manning to turn things around this season, and he will hope there is patience. And Rutter looks it for Nonto with a long ball down the centre, but it's cut out. And in fairness to Steve Lansdowne, he is a patient manager, or patient owner rather. Only 5 managers in the last decade.
No, he is. He's a fantastic man as well. He was manager when I was here.
Cross into the penalty area now for Conway. Conway with the right foot shot, which is blocked by Firpo. It will spin out towards this near side. Taylor Hickman will try and win it back, and in the end Leeds will clear.
Well, I'm looking at this now. Leeds have just sat completely back. That wave is going to come from Bristol City. I don't understand why they've given up so early and so easily.
Rutter now tries to play it forward. It was blocked by James. Appeals for handball. Nothing given by Stephen Martin, the referee. And here is Gray coming forward now for Leeds in a central area. On towards Somerville. Somerville now with those dancing feet. Wide to Gray again on this near side. And he's challenged by Viner. But he will be able to keep the ball in play and go all the way back to Firpo. Now Gruev. And Gray takes over again on this near side. And Leeds looking for the second goal with 18 minutes to play to finish off Bristol City here. Firpo finding Somerville. Jabbed first time into the path of Kamara down the left. And now Somerville again whips in the cross. And it was over the head of O'Leary, but overhit and out for a throw-in on the far side.
Yes, it's a terrible ball from Somerville. Excellent play. I think Nonto's at that back end as well. So if Somerville can get his head up and just try and dink it, then Nonto can probably come on that and take that on the volley. But it's just whipped. It's a blind whip across the face of goal there.
And Sammy Bell, another academy player, comes on here for Bristol City, and Ross McCrory, who was still working his way back to full fitness, comes off. And Bell does have 4 goals this season, but none since September. And apart from the opportunity for Mehmeti, Bristol City have offered precious little here.
Yeah, no, but looking more of a threat, I think, just for the fact that Leeds have probably taken their foot off the pedal a little bit. But Bell coming on, he brings that energy down the right hand side, but he's not going to get much quality. We fight balls like that for Firpo to come over the top, and just he needs quality into his feet there, and Max O'Leary has that ability.
Now Tanner will take a throw in for Bristol City on this near side, and they've actually moved from 11th to 13th under Liam Manning, but clearly they are a work in progress, as Nonto has been shoved over on the far side, and it will be a free kick for Leeds. And 1 or 2 Bristol City players beginning to just show signs of weariness here. Of course, they had a game on Tuesday against Coventry, which they almost won. They've got a replay coming up in the FA Cup at Nottingham Forest next week. Leeds, of course, are travelling back to the southwest to play Plymouth, and they will be very familiar with the M4 over the next couple of weeks, Leeds. Of course, they've already been to Cardiff live on TalkSport 2 in the last few weeks. They've got Swansea coming up as well, Plymouth twice, and Bristol on a Friday night. So every service station on the M4 will be full of West Yorkshiremen over the next month or so. As Leeds come forward again now with Rutter on the edge of the penalty area, tries to work it through towards Bamford, but Bristol City will clear. But I think one phrase to sum up Bristol City really, Chris, is lightweight.
Yeah, very much so. I think you're expecting a little bit more. I know about the age of the players, but there's quality there, but you want energy. And maybe that's something that Liam Manning has touched on about the energy levels that his players produced at Coventry, at the later stages as well, and it takes its toll. But this is something that the body, you can get itself through, the mentality, the psychological aspect of it all, and I've just not seen enough from the first minute. It was all about containing Leeds rather than going and trying to ask Leeds and cause Leeds problems. It's all about containing the threat of Leeds.
And Leeds have a throw-in on the far side. It breaks down for Bristol City once again, and they will remain in the bottom half of the table if it stays like this. As Rutter now in full flight over the halfway line. He's body checked just outside the centre circle, and it will be a free kick here for Leeds, and it's Rob Dickey who made the challenge, and he's already been booked.
He's got to be very careful, hasn't he? I think at the minute just not showing that real quality in possession, but Dickey on a number of occasions he's driven forward, lost possession, he's had his legs ran on a couple of occasions from different players. He just needs to lift that level a little bit, but he's looking at his body language now. He's looking like a tired man.
And Bristol City collectively look a tired team here with 14 minutes to play on TalkSport 2. Leeds leading here by a 1-0. It's always great to play on a Friday night when you get your win and you put other teams under pressure. Scoreboard pressure at this stage of the season is absolutely crucial. But Bristol City still only a goal down here. Bell with a chase forward on this near side, but it's nodded clear by Firpo. Firpo, though, was lost out to Knight, and then Firpo with a rash challenge on this near side, and it will be a free kick for Bristol City. And it was Gardner-Hickman who was caught, and maybe Firpo there slightly fortunate not to receive a yellow card.
Has to get a yellow card. Gardner-Hickman's going straight towards the defensive line of Leeds. The referee's position perfectly. Whistle has to be a yellow card.
But it's a free kick which Gardner-Hickman is over. Right-footed, high towards the far post. It's nodded away by Firpo, and in the end, Meslier can just shuffle across towards the left-hand side of his penalty area and keep the ball in play. And he very quickly bowls the ball out, wide towards the far side, and Bamford. Now Rutter again. Good vision from him to pick out Firpo down the left. Further wide now to Somerville. That familiar shuffling gait from him. Monto now joins him. Two very tricky customers for Bristol City to deal with in very close proximity. Now Somerville all the way back to Ampadu. And Leeds here are just looking to squeeze the life out of Bristol City.
Yeah, making it very, very difficult, aren't they? Good possession, going all the way back to Meslier now as well. It's just one of them. It's you have to be strong. You have to dig deep. They've got good quality in all areas, but keeping possession very. It's a great little ball in behind as well.
Firpo's ball in behind, looking for Rutter, who almost wins it back from Viner, but he just manages to get his feet in order in time, and it's cleared away. And now Bell down the line for Conway, and Conway just throws his head back in exasperation as the ball was overhit, and it's cleared away by Ampadu.
I think he's got every right to. I think Conway, he wants the ball in with quality into his feet. They're just nothing balls that Ampadu has got the edge on him anyway there. You look at Conway, Naki Wells, it's that the meta that's just come on a little bit more idea, quality into feet. If you want to play the possession game, play through the thirds, that the quality has to be raised. 11
minutes to play on TalkSport 2. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1. And Daniel Farke has not gone to his bench yet as we approach the final 10 minutes. As Dickey comes forward now for Bristol City. Infield to James. And now Gardner-Hickman. But Bristol City are finding it very hard to just pick that pass. But maybe now there's a chase on the far side. But Gray will shepherd the ball behind. Once again, he's a very accomplished defender. He's a very good midfielder.
Yeah, he is. Just all round. But he plays way beyond his years. Nigel there, you're thinking, you know, he's still got a bit of distance for the ball to go out, but he feints to go back to the goalkeeper, allows it to go out, and he's there. He's just experienced. He's had real moments of quality, and he was. I said he was the weak link, as I think that physicality with Conway coming over the top of him. Bristol City haven't really given that another go, even though they had success.
Nodded forward now, looking for Knight, and Knight must have known he was coming back from an offside position as he challenged Ampadu, but the flag has been raised correctly, and it's a free kick and it's a waste.
Yeah, I think you do know. You're hoping that you've made it maybe just in time there, but I think you've got to go for it. You know, there's no point in just allowing that to go to Ampadu, and you know, give the offside away, get yourself back into position, and get yourself set to go again. But Leeds are just playing a little bit too much in that defensive unit. You know, Ampadu and Roden just keeping the ball, allowing Bristol City to come, but then it might be just trying to suck Bristol City out. But they've not really got that threat if they're not going to be going to Bamford straight from back to front.
Now Firpo charging forward, infield to Rutter, just slightly behind him, so he's unable to bring the ball under his spell, and it's cleared away by Pring. Long downfield, Conway in pursuit, but Roden gets there first. And Roden now does have a route back towards Meslier and uses it. Meslier quickly out to Gruev, and now Kamara on this near side, who didn't see the challenge coming in from Bell. Bell now with a crossing opportunity down the right, just delays slightly, chops back onto his left foot, finding Gardner-Hickman. Gardner-Hickman square now, it's cleared back towards Gardner-Hickman, who heads it into the penalty area, but there was no power in the header, and it's claimed by Meslier.
Yeah, it's much better though, isn't it? You know, you Gardner-Hickman, James, a little dink from James. Gardner-Hickman's on the end of it. Straight header into the hands of Meslier there, but Bell's come on, made a positive impact. Just need that cutting edge, a little bit more ruthless.
Somerville's away for Leeds now, down the right-hand side. Bamford waits in the centre. Somerville goes alone, and it's just wide. Right-footed shot, which beat O'Leary, but it was inches beyond the far post as Leeds make their first change.
Yeah, excellent from Somerville. You know, he had options, but I think it was the right one. Just worked the ball, manipulated it, took it onto the right, went across the face of goal, trying to find that bottom left-hand corner. Goalkeeper was beaten, I have to say, but disappointed he's not hitting the target there.
The change for Leeds sees the goal scorer, Wilfred Nonto, coming off, and Jayden Anthony, who scored an excellent goal against Plymouth in the FA Cup last week, he will come on.
Well, it's like you say, it's scary, isn't it, when you look at the quality of depth that Leeds have.
They've also got Joel Peru on the bench, Liam Cooper, Sam Byram, and the youngsters, Jamie Shackleton, well, not that much of a youngster anymore, Joe Gelhardt, and Charlie Cresswell, who was back in favour, having been left out in the cold by Daniel Farke when Cresswell claimed he should have been first choice. Farke told him why he wasn't, and Cresswell disagreed and didn't play.
I think you always got to try and stand your ground and have that belief in yourself, but you know, you ask the manager why am I not first choice, and then you put everything into place to make sure he doesn't have any arguments.
If your response is, well, I should be, then he's not going to pick you, is he?
Yeah, I understand.
Now an opportunity for Rutter. Rutter now charging up towards the edge of the penalty area, but he heads into traffic and it's cleared away.
He's just got to release the ball. You know, Jayden Anthony's just come on. Yeah, it's, you know, he's skipped past two players there. Then he has to release it. Jayden Anthony's waiting inside the 18-yard box, and like you say...
Oh, Ampadu with a header back towards Meslier, which interested Conway. And Meslier has to come outside his penalty area and hammer the ball into the Dolman stand on the far side.
Well, it's excellent goalkeeping. Excellent goalkeeping, because if he hadn't reacted, then I think Conway's got the better of Ampadu there. It was a running race, but I think the momentum was with Conway there, so Meslier came out defensively, done his duties there, sweeping up.
And we have 6 minutes to play on TalkSport 2, Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1 as a squally shower sweeps across Ashton Gate once again. And one or two home fans beginning to head for home. This will be the 11th time this season that Bristol City have failed to score. Mehmeti claims a handball as he went down. The referee had a long look, didn't give handball, but did give a free kick to Bristol City.
I have no idea why he's given the free kick. Mehmeti went down very softly, I have to say, and then actually just cuddled the ball, didn't he? Referee had a clear view, so there must have been a push on Mehmeti there.
O'Leary clears downfield again. It's flicked on by Bell, but Anthony will just turn and find Firpo, who hooks it down the line. And now Viner. The home crowd looking for a bit more urgency in the 86th minute from the home team, as it's clipped away by Ampadu. The final touch was off Bell, and it will be a Leeds throw-in.
Yeah, understand, Viner there. It's just a nothing ball into the channel, and it's down to the hard working of Bell. It's chasing everything, trying... I just need a little bit more quality. Bounce it into midfield. Gardner Hickman coming on. Tell him, give him some information. Play it out wide to Bell. In those 1v1 scenarios, he's got that quality that he can get the better of his man. Not just knocking balls in behind.
Sam Byram coming on now for Leeds. And it's Glenn Kamara who is heading off. So there may be a reshuffle here. Of course, they can put Byram to full-back and put Gray in midfield.
That's exactly what they've done as well. Nigel, and Archie Gray in the middle, comfortable and very composed in there as well. It's just, and that's an important thing as well, that you've got players that can play all different positions. Just the strength and the quality that Daniel Farker has.
Inside the 87th minute here at Ashton Gate on TalkSport 2, Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1. Wilfred Gnonto with the only goal just after half-time, and Leeds will be alongside Leicester in the automatic promotion places if it stays like this. As Bristol City give the ball away again, here is Rutter coming forward now, square to Somerville. Somerville almost picks out Bamford. It nearly comes back towards Somerville again as Bristol City try to scramble the ball to safety. Now Somerville wide on the right-hand side. He's got support inside the area from Byram. Byram will turn it back towards Somerville. Leeds need to watch the offside here. Somerville turning away from the challenge of Conway, plays a 1-2 with Anthony in the central area now, but it's James who eventually comes away with the ball. Manages to scoop it out wide towards Mehmeti, but a good recovery challenge comes in on the far side from Byram, and it will be a throw into Bristol City.
Yeah, Somerville just overplaying a little bit too much there. I think had 3-4 Leeds United shots in, and him and Byram are kind of in that right channel. There has to be end product there, ball coming in. He then comes across the edge of the box, and I think he has to release it. Again, it can come right out to Jadon Antio on this left-hand side, but again, just try to overplay and go central.
Now Conway, just inside the Bristol City half, finding Bell, and lay back again to Tanner, who was challenged by Anthony, but he managed to squirt the ball square to Gardner Hickman. A good expansive ball from him, wide to the far side, down the line from Pring to find Mehmeti. Mehmeti looks to win a corner, and he does so off Roden, and we are in the 89th minute. An opportunity here for Bristol City to snatch a very late point in this game and deny Leeds second place in the table. A corner kick on the far side, and all of the height has been sent forward here for Bristol City. Flighted in towards the 6-yard area, fisted clear by Meslier initially, controlled on the edge of the box by Pring. He will try and take on Anthony and head to the byline. He fires in the cross, which is blocked by a stooping header from Roden, but it's Pring who has the ball back again on this near side, back towards Mehmeti. Mehmeti onto the left foot, but it's left for James and wide towards Pring again. And now Gardner Hickman with a cross into the penalty area, almost breaks for Knight. It comes back to Knight again inside the box. He's around the back. He plays a high cross towards the far post, nodded away by Roden. Almost dropped to Mehmeti, but he's penalised, as it's hacked away, and it will be a free kick to Leeds.
Yeah, referee spot on there. As Somerville, I think it is, he's went up. Mehmeti's just had a little push, and there's just no need. Just go challenge, keep it alive there. The referee's position, excellent. But like you say, Jason Knight, another excellent ball, and that has to be. You just go and be aggressive. On a Bristol City point of view, go and make sure that you keep that ball alive. I think Roden it was, it got the clearing header. Excellent defensive header it was.
30 seconds of normal time to play here at Ashton Gate. The home fans are leaving in their droves, but the Leeds fans are in excellent voice here. Cleared away by Meslier once again, up to the halfway line. Bamford was having a wrestling match with Dickey, but Leeds do have possession back anyway on this near side with Firpo. Further forward to Anthony, who is on loan from Bournemouth. Firpo again, launched high, looking for Rutter. And there will be a minimum of 4 more minutes. Somerville now for Leeds. Cutting infield down the right-hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area. It's cut back towards Somerville with a shot blocked by Viner inside the penalty area. That was goal-bound, and Bristol City escaped.
Yeah, it's a great defensive block from Viner, because I think Max O'Leary has sold himself that Somerville was coming across. But great play, Somerville going wide, getting it cut back, and like you say, the shot was on target, definitely.
2 tough games coming up in the league for Bristol City, away to Middlesbrough, and at home here to Southampton a week on Tuesday. As Ampadu plays a high ball forward again. And this is a team who have played well against 2 Premier League sides, but they're losing ground in the playoff chase. Somerville now for Leeds on the edge of the penalty area. Tries to find Rutter again. It's high in the air, but taken down well by Bamford on the far side. Now Byram. Back in field again towards Gray. Gruev. And Leeds just looking to play keep ball here, right at the end of this game. Leading by a 1-0 on TalkSport 2. And they have been much the better side, but it is still only 1-0.
Yes. Yeah, if it puts 3 points on the board, Daniel Farke will be absolutely delighted. But yeah, been much the better team by far as well. I think just, again, a little bit too complacent in that attacking area. I think got to be ruthless. You know, against better sides, they're going to be asked a few more questions.
Gardner-Hickman, good ball forward now for Bristol City. Pring on the edge of the penalty area, breaking into the penalty area, wide towards Mehmeti. The whipped-in cross, though, is headed away by Roden. And Leeds have the opportunity to break. It could be 3-on-4 here. Somerville has got support from Rutter on his outside, but may go alone. He instead finds Bamford inside the penalty area, pulled back towards Somerville, but it was a poor ball, and it's cleared away by Viner. But now Gruev for Leeds once again. 2 minutes of added time to play. Joel Peru will be coming on shortly for them. Gruev playing keep ball with Firpo on this near side, just looking to wind down the seconds. Anthony down the line for Bamford, who just for a second doesn't know where the ball is, but the challenge comes in anyway from Tanner, and it will be a throw-in for Leeds, and they have Bristol City exactly where they want them, as Joel Peru will come on for Crescencio Somerville.
Yeah, I thought that Bamford had seen Peru waiting, and he just assumed that it'll be him going off. I think it was a big opportunity. Somerville's found him, and I don't know why he's looking to give Somerville the ball back there. I don't understand why his first touch isn't towards goal, and then he's already got in behind his defender Tanner. So it was a confusing one. It's like he was already resigned to the fact that he's going off, and his job's been done for the evening.
And it will be a throw-in for Leeds on this near side. And we are inside the final minute of added time, but I'm sure some extra time will be added on, because they've taken their time over the change. Somerville really milked it on the way off, but now Peru is on for the closing seconds. By the corner flag on this near side, Rutter just looking to hold the ball up. Eventually he's held off by a combination of James and Bell, but the throw-in has been given to Leeds, and that might be that.
Yeah, I just think I just like everything about the way that he is. You know, he works really hard for the team. Fantastic technical player.
And here he is again, and the ball has evaded his grasp and gone behind for a goal kick. Is there one final chance here for Bristol City to save themselves in this game? Judging by the home fans, they don't think so. Most of them have now gone home. Headed forward by Ampadu over the top. Bamford in pursuit. Viner just kicks it up in the air. It'll be gathered by Ampadu now. By Bamford rather. Inside the penalty area, and he will just run the ball out on the far side, and it will be another throw into Leeds. It has been an accomplished display from Daniel Farke's team at times. They should have won by more, but they'll settle for one.
Yeah, definitely. I think, been a very good performance, isn't it, with the ball. Chances created, I think that's where if you're going to be overly critical, that's where you kind of start. But, I think Bristol City, Viner there.
And that's it. And for the first time this season, Leeds United are into the top two in the Championship. In their quest to bounce back to the Premier League, this is a significant victory. The only goal from Wilfred Gnonto just after half-time. They could and should have had more. Bristol City were poor considering they were at home. They've got a lot of work to do under Liam Manning. But the message now to Ipswich and Southampton from Leeds United is catch us if you can. It is finished. Bristol City 0, Leeds United 1.